Que lo que, mi gente? Welcome back to today's episode. Man, a lot of things have been happening. Yo, so last night was crazy. Shout outs to New York City. Darializa won. And we were at a party last night. I wanted to wait to record this episode today because I was like, I'm recording today on Wednesday. I usually record on Mondays. But today I was like, I'm recording on Wednesday because I want to see the results of what happened in New York City. It has been crazy. And I know there's a lot of people that's been seeing the elections and whatnot, the primaries here in New York City. But it was like the biggest upset for the establishment candidates here in New York City. Darializa Avila Chevalier won. And I know there's a lot of people. I feel like I know a lot of my Dominican people. It feel weird because I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was one of the few Dominicans that went against the majority of the people, right? And my people that I care about. But I also feel like a lot of Dominicans will look at the tweets that she did in the past, will hold it against her. But also, there was also, it was taken out of context, right? And I think Adriano, it is weird. You know, I'm in a weird position because Adriano is really good friends with my father, right? So my father also helped Adriano become a congressman. And also, it feels weird as a Dominican because you also don't. This was the first Dominican representation in Congress, right? So you also been taught that and conditioned, but I also never knew his politics. I don't know anything that what he voted for, or was he for the people? And I also didn't live here for a very long time, so I didn't look at his record. And the sad part is, bro, like the whole week, it was the campaign that Adriano ran was extremely racist. It was a very racist campaign, anti-Haitian, and it was crazy because I felt like Dominicans, we're not beating the allegations right now. I was embarrassed. It was embarrassing. Right? Because so many people be like, oh, no, we're not racist. But like, you guys were racist with the first Afro-Dominican woman running for Congress in the United States of America. And if you think that being racist here in the United States is going to fly, it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. You think that educated people are going to be like, educated people don't play with that. Right? We don't. And I was getting attacked too. People, Gadiel, you're a traitor. You're this, you're that. I'm like, I'm just not uneducated. I'm not uneducated, bro. And I don't argue with uneducated people. You know? And poor girl, I feel bad for this girl. I'm just going to say, the tweets that everybody's mad about, that Dominicans are mad about, is her talking about like, you know, she says she loves her people. But the thing is she doesn't like nationalism. She's against nationalism. And and somebody that's educated knows that throughout centuries, and people become more nationalistic when they're hurting, right? That's what happened when the times of Germany, when it came to Hitler. People became more nationalistic, and what they did is, and the thing is, Germany was hurting because of the Treaty of Versailles, right? They came out of a war. They were hurting economically. And what did Hitler come up and say? Oh, it's because of the Jewish people. And when he said that shit, guess what? The whole country rallied behind him. There was also Jewish nationalists that supported Hitler, right? So when she talks about nationalism is dangerous. It's a big major distinction between patriotism and nationalism. And in Dominican Republic, we have a lot very nationalistic views. And when people are nationalists, they tend to think about their country before the people. And that's where a lot of human rights violations happen because people are like, oh, tú sabes que todo. You know? So we seen that within us, and then we're like her being attacked. This is an Afro-Latina woman. Her being attacked. Yeah, read the tweets. She said that she doesn't put the flag in her profile because of nationalism, and in Dominican Republic is not the only place that deals with nationalism, right? She wasn't wrong. Like everything was taken out of context, and nobody was ever be like, you know what? I see where she coming from. I see where she coming from. This is an educated woman. She studied for her doctorate in sociology. Esta mujer no es un pelagato. I'm sorry, I know I switched Spanish English, but I'm Spanglish, son. She's an educated woman. That's why she said, and it was crazy yesterday because she went to El Vacilón de la Mañana, La Mega, and I grew up listening to La Mega, this was an embarrassing, bro. This is very embarrassing. They kept asking her about the tweet, which they should. They should ask about the tweet, so like that they could clarify for the Dominican people. Bro, and they made nothing but a smear campaign. They just wanted to get clips. They kept pressing her. She kept answering the questions. She was like, yo, listen, these tweets were not about the flag. I am not dissing Dominican people. This was about nationalism. But ella está ahí hablando con ñame. She's there talking to like 3 dumb Dominican cats that don't know, that never got an education, and they're talking like, yeah, but are you gonna apologize? I'm like, yo, why would she apologize? She was not talking about no flag. She was talking about, right? And they still kept pushing it. And then she was like, you know what? I'm getting out of here. Like, oh, you guys don't care about talking. You know what's sad, bro? Like, I live here. I live in District 13. And the conversation was never about bettering the lives of the people that live here, but it was mostly about, oh, where is she from? Is she really Dominican or Haitian? I'm like, yo, y'all really care about old tweets, 6-year-old tweets that nobody's talking about and fighting for, like the policy that they're gonna put in place for the people that live here. And that took over the conversation. To the rest of the world, it was like, oh my God, like they look at Dominicans like, and everybody that's educated and Dominican and non-racist, we were sitting there going like, oh my God, esto da vergüenza. Esto da vergüenza. Bro, like, and let me tell y'all something. Yeah, I felt horrible because I did an interview in Spanish because I wanted to focus on the people that live here. Yo dije, tú sabes que I'm gonna tener una conversación con ella. I did the interview in Spanish. Like, what are you gonna do about the Dominican people here, right? Then we got people back home. Like, yo, you know, black folks lives in Harlem, right? You do know that this district, and I feel like black folks that live here were alienated, bro. Alienated. And that's the reason why a lot of times we don't get shit done, because everybody's still talking about all these dumb stuff that doesn't really freaking matter. Old tweets. She's not really Dominican. Like this whole anti-Haitian shit. And also using Haitian as a slur. Like this is something bad. People, bro, over here in this district, la gente que vive aquí no solo son dominicanos. The Dominicans are the majority, but we got Mexicans, we got black folks. We got a lot of different other cultures. There's Asian folks that live here. Puerto Ricans. What about the Puerto Ricans? It was a major distraction, bro. And it was embarrassing. And I was embarrassed. And I'm like, and then I think Adriano should be embarrassed for running such a dirty campaign. And she won by a slim margin. She won by 200 points. So like, my hats to this woman. Like, my heart, I feel, even though she won, I also feel bad at the same time, because I'm like, she didn't need to go through all of that. She didn't need to go through all of that. We could do better. Let's do better. And a lot of people thanked me, you know. They were like, Gadiel, thank you for interviewing her. I was like, yeah, but say something. Or like, there's a lot of people that stay quiet. There's a lot of people like, because they didn't want to go against the grain. But like, don't stay quiet with moments like this, man. You got to stand up for what is right no matter what. You got to stay true to your convictions. Right? Yeah, anyways, There was a party last night, and Mamdani showed up. So Mamdani, that dude got mad charisma. But shout out to all the people. Shout out for the win. Mamdani came out and he showed people, like, he put his bets. Like, he championed and he fought for this girl. También Valdez, Claire Valdez. He was like, the people that he endorsed all won. They all won. But shout outs to him. Shout outs to New York City. New York City, you did something good. And hopefully that we could do better things in New York City. Now, we're not going to send money down to Israel to continue the slaughter that they're doing to the indigenous people in Palestine. Right now, where it is an active genocide and our politicians ain't doing nothing. So, and there's a lot of people, let me tell y'all something, bro. There's a lot of people that be like, the politics. Bro, our very existence is political. I'm going to stay out of politics. I'm going to stay. It's not about staying out. Like, even you staying out and not voting is also a vote. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? If you don't vote, somebody else is voting on decisions that's going to affect you. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're at where we're at. The Dominicans, if you look at it, bro, Dominicans have been being displaced within District 13 for a very long time. And y'all been like, and people be like, Adriano, but he's Dominican, Adriano. Like 13% of Dominicans have been displaced in the last 3 years. 13%. And then what they do is that they were like, oh, we're going to create affordable housing. This is how they do, bro. And this is why it's important to see what's going on in your community, because we couldn't even have these conversations. You know why we couldn't have these conversations? Because people were worried if she was Haitiana. And they were like, oh, my God. They were taking these tweets out of context, and nobody was talking about her policies. They were not talking about Adriano's policy. This is what Adriano was doing, bro. He was like, I'm going to create affordable housing. And everybody goes like, but you know damn well, he's getting like, what? I think he was getting like $250,000 from these massive corporations, these super PACs, real estate super PACs. They built these so-called affordable housing. But it was unaffordable. You had to make at least $116,000 a year to qualify for this affordable housing, where the community were making, $57,000. The community couldn't even afford to live there. It was a scam. When they go like affordable housing, that shit is a scam. You know why? What they do is that they grab all the zip codes, all right, to see what's the average median price, but they're also averaging homes that are in wealthy communities to average it out. This was for the landlords and the corporation and the real estate. It was not for the people, bro. It was just dressed as for the people. And the people were like, yeah, you know what? Adriano is our guy because he's one of ours. No, bro. Adriano ain't for you. Adriano is for him, his family, and his pockets. And it's sad because, because let me tell you, his team has invited me to the Capitol. I've been to the Capitol. I met his team. Really cool people that I met there. My dad worked for them. And so it felt weird. And my dad didn't want me to be involved. But I'm going to stay true to my convictions of my people. When I walk around, I see my people not being here no more. I'm like, who's doing? And I feel like Dominicans and people from the area feel like just New York needs to be expensive. That's just the way it is. No, bro. It don't need to be like this. I don't. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's what it is. So, I know I just want to... I did want to talk about this. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments. I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to see what happened first before I sat down and had this conversation. But great job, New York City. And let me tell y'all something, bro. Like, moving forward, bro, like be involved with things, but also being able to have the conversation of policies and things that's going to affect you in your life. Bueno, I'm going to get going. I love you guys. Lo quiero mucho.